Good morning. My name is Alice Slaughter Flowers, and I am here with some pioneers um, of the civil rights movement. They've been around for a long time, and I'm going to I'm going to allow them to introduce themselves, and I want them to state their name, where they're from, and just give us a little bit of history. So, Miss Mae Wilder will be our first speaker. And Miss Mae, just tell us a little bit about where you were born, where you came from, and your parents and your siblings, and how you ended up in Winter Garden.
Good morning. I am Evangelist Mae Wilder. Originally, I'm from Bainbridge, Georgia. And growing up in Bainbridge, Georgia, which everybody knows that we were in the South, and people treated us as such. My mother, Dolly Wright Hayden. Okay, my father was Charlie Lee Hayden, and they separated when I was 2 years old. Okay, and I have two brothers who were born earlier, and they were Willie, Fred, and Nathaniel Davis. Their father, Brother Davis, passed away early in life. And my mother raised three children on her own. It was not that easy, but she was a woman of God, and everything turned out. We didn't know that we were poor, okay? Because we had shelter, we had clothing, we had food, even food that mother would share with the neighbors, with the larger families than we had, okay? And going to school, it wasn't that easy because we were using old books that was discarded when new books came in for the other races. But our teachers were, as such, people of God, taught us how to live, taught us what to expect in life, taught us the best thing, how to survive. And we were survivors. And from those old books, we learned new things. And we are grateful to God for those people. Okay? And as we grew up, and when I was 12 years old, I was sitting on the porch with my mother and two brothers. And down the streets came a group of Ku Klux Klans, all dressed out, dragging a black man. And my mother and brothers went inside. But knowing me, I sat there because I wanted to realize that this was a real thing. Okay, I couldn't really believe it was real. But they dragged that man down past, and as they dragged him over the rocks and the bricks and whatever, the skin and the flesh came off his body. I sat there. I cried with them. But you know what? God is good. He allowed us to continue to live there. And we talked to him about those people because we were taught how to pray. Okay, and what to pray for. Okay, and as we grew older and going to school, we were so afraid that sometimes we would run and walk most of the way. Most of the way we would run so we could get home safely. Okay, but God was good to us, and he allowed us safe passage, and we thank him right now for it. Okay, and then a few years later, and our next door neighbor, a mother, father, two children, they came at night, took the father away. We never saw him again. So my mother pitched in as usual to help that family to survive. And we are survivors because we know that there is a God and that he's a God of all of us. People don't realize that we came from the same mold. When they come down from Adam and Eve on down to Abraham and father of the nation, we came from the same mold. And if you cut me and cut one of those with a lighter color, they will find out that the blood is still red from both of us. And we are thankful to God that he has brought us this far through all the trials and the tribulations, all the back talk and the bad talk and whatever came up. We were survivors because God is real. God is real, and we believe in him that way. And we had other people, even from our church right here in Winter Garden. Boyd Hope had been missing for a long time. We've never found out his where he is as of this day. As of this day, in Orlando, there was a Crooms missing. His car was found down near the Miami area, burned, but we never heard from him, never located or saw him anymore. You look at the Groveland Four, whereas they were falsely accused, okay, and this governor thought enough to do what they called no, they kind of pardoned them, but they shouldn't have been pardoned. We appreciate what he did, but they should have been forgiven. When you pardon somebody, it means that they did do the crime, but I'm going to give you release from that. But they did not do it, and they have, but at this time, they stand pardoned, but hopefully. But I know in God's sight, God's our sight, he knows what happened. And the ones who did the crime will have to pay for it. Okay, and we thank you so much for, and we can go on and on. There's so many incidents that happen. I'm gonna, if I could even go down to the way back, 1920, when they had a riot in Ocoee. Okay, and that was a serious situation. Between 30, 35, even up to 50 people, black people were killed. And I think it was about 3 of the whites were killed somewhere in there. But in the meantime, there were, when it come down to the really talking about them and finding out what happened and what not, you won't ever find out what happened. But we do know that they have a new law now. The new law is out, and it was already House Bill 1213 was signed into law this week, okay, by the Florida legislature and signed by Governor DeSantis also. And this history regarding that 1920 riot will be in the textbooks in school, for the children will be able to learn about it, because a lot of our people don't know what happened years ago, okay? And this is going to be a help to them in knowing what has happened and what is still happening. Right now, I do not ride the old Winter Garden Road, nor the Silver Star Road at night alone, okay, in the Ocoee area. All right, we have not really yet arrived. Okay, and when it comes down to, when you go back, you can go back even to 1951, when the mob put a bomb under the bedroom floor of the Moors in Mims, Florida. Okay, and the result of that, when it comes down to, because he was a leader, he was an educator, and he founded many different things. But when it come down to the Ku Klux Klans and what have you, and when you find out about them, you find that it's what it says here, that the type was massacred. Okay, and the death was 30 to 35 blacks and about 3 whites. Okay, the perpetrators were white mobs, and the number of participants was about 100 plus. Okay, in that. Okay, and the attack started after efforts to suppress black voting. Many people have lost their lives. A lot of blood had been shed trying to get our people registered to vote. And Mr. Moore was a person who had pushed that. He had he was the founder of the NAACP in Brevard County, and he was president of the state NAACP. But he was a man to push for our people's rights, and he lost his life in that. In losing his life, that everybody who hear my voice anywhere you are, get out and vote. Black people, get out and vote. Get out and vote. Okay, your vote will count. You can't tell me that your vote won't count. It will count. In 1965, I got over 1,000 people registered to vote in Precinct 5 in Orlando. okay, by working with the NAACP, okay, and those people, a lot of them, when I will go to their houses and ask them about voting and registering to vote. My vote doesn't count. Yes, your vote does count. And some will say, my white folks vote for me. They have told them over these years, they have told us lies. They have told us lies. They have taken our opportunities and they've stolen from us, even our recipes. Whatever we cook, they've taken our recipes and made money off of our recipes. They picked our brain. Okay, stop letting them pick your brain. Okay, all right, pass your brain on to somebody else that you know next to you that you can help in your family, in your on your street, in your community. Help somebody, okay? All right, and we don't mind sharing with people, okay? But don't let them just pick your brain until you don't have anything that you can use. They have already used up what you have, okay? And we just thank God for the opportunity to talk to you at this particular time. People, wake up, okay? Okay, stand up, okay? Arm up, arm up. Time is late. Time is passing. You can't take back what's already gone. Two things you can't record: a spoken word and a present opportunity. Make sure you take the advantage of this opportunity that we have right now. Let us move up, climb up, stand up, okay? Even if you're on a walker, if you're on crutches, stand up, okay? And if you can't get out of that chair, raise your hand up. Raise your hand up and say, hey, Lord, I'm for good. I'm for Lord, for thee I serve, because I know that you are God of all. I know that you're going to take care of all of us. Okay, thank you so much for letting me say these few words.
Mrs. Wilder, thank you so much for that awesome history. I've always said that Miss Wilder is like a walking library. She's a computer. She's got so much good history. And we should listen to her words. We should really listen to her because she has lived it. She's seen it. She's been through it. And Miss Wilder, I want you to tell us what year were you born so the listeners will have some idea what era you came from.
Okay, I was born February the 21st, 1933, the worst year of depression. Well, we made it. We weren't poor. We weren't poor. We weren't poor. Like they always say, oh, I'm poor. No, we were poor. But God took care of us. We didn't have to have all those entrees at our dinner table. Okay, but we had food to eat. We did not go to bed hungry. And we did not walk the streets naked. And we thank God for his blessings because he's such a good God.
Yes, ma'am. So, Mrs. Wilder, for the young people who don't really understand the term depression, sort of tell them what that was like back then, because some of them aren't familiar with that term.
Okay, depression, many people did not have jobs, okay, to work. Okay, not only did they not have jobs, they had not had an opportunity to, before that time, to prepare for even a time such as that. Okay, and not even understanding really some of how to prepare for times such as this. And it caused them not to have, some didn't have places to stay, they couldn't pay their rent. Okay, they couldn't buy their groceries, all right, and they could not do the thing that they need to have done for their families. And this is why they were depressed. They were depressed so that sometimes that people would come over, the neighbors would come and help neighbors. And we survived because neighbors at that time would help neighbors, okay? And we loved one another. Families, communities came together, like the Bible said, for they came together, put their things together to help the communities. My granddaddy was a fisherman. He would go out and he would fish. He would bring those great big fish back, and he would serve the community, the whole community, okay? And people were able to survive because of people who loved them, people who loved God, and they loved people.
Exactly. That's awesome. That's awesome, because when they hear that term depression, they don't understand why you use it. So that is so important. I mean, this conversation could go on for a week, but we have another young gentleman here. He has something he wants to say. So, Mr. Reginald, would you please again state your name and what year you were born and that good stuff? Thank you so much, Ms. Wilder.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Okay, my name is Reginald Haskell. I was born in New Rochelle, New York, and I came here when I was 5 years old in Winter Garden. My mother divorced my father, which I never seen my father before. And I came here in Winter Garden, and I remember all the streets here in Winter Garden was dirt roads before they paved them. And I went to school at Charles R. Drew. He was the black guy that invented the blood plasma. And after then, when I graduated, I started traveling. I worked at Disney, and I just wanted the people to know that I went through this back in the days. In 1965, I was coming down, walking down Colonial Drive when Colonial Drive was a two-lane. And I saw the KKK on horses, and they didn't look back to see me. If they didn't look back to see me, they would have killed me. But they had guns, and that was the scariest thing I ever seen in my life for the Ku Klux Klan existed. And I hid behind the orange trees in Ocoee, where the car auction is. But back in the days, it wasn't nothing but orange groves, and that was a place that I swam in irrigation pond with leeches back then, before this even happened. But I thank God that He brought me through all this. But that was the scariest thing that I ever did. And plus, I talked to the commissioner here in Winter Garden about the history, and he was enthused about it, and by me saying what I went through back in the days. But now that I'm moving up to, Sister Wilder, she's a great lady on telling the history that she did tell. And I just want y'all to know anything that y'all need to know from me or her. All you have to do is come around here and talk to her, and she'll tell you a few things. But I can remember back in the days at Maxie Center, I used to go to the movies back in the days. And the movies that I saw was, one was Rodan. It was birds. And the other one was Noah's Ark. And that was in black and white. You'd be amazed to see the old Noah's Ark back in the days. And the next one was the Ten Commandments. It was in black and white. And you'll be amazed to see Ten Commandments right now. It's in color. But when I saw it back in the days, it was in black and white. And it's really a good movie to watch. Not just sit down and look at it, but sit down and see the different scenes, the different voices, and everything that you can remember about the way Lord went through this world with us to do these things to keep us alive.
Mr. Reggie, what year were you born?
I was born in 1949.
I have really, really enjoyed this conversation. I mean, I hope you guys have learned as much as I have. But I want Miss Wilder to close us out. I want her to have the closing remarks. And Miss Wilder, you got about 10 minutes to say whatever you want to say. I mean, you've already made some powerful statements about how everyone should get out and vote, how your vote does count, and don't let anyone tell you that it does not. Voting gives us power. Is that correct?
That's right.
So I'll let you close us out and say whatever you want to say.
Okay. In voting, if you have not registered in Orange County, you need to do so before the 20th of this month, July.
For July 20th of 2020.
Oh, 2020. Okay, and if you have moved from where you were even the last time you registered, you need to update your registration form.
Okay, Ms. Wilder, tell them how to register to vote.
Okay, there. You can register online if you choose to. Okay, it's called the registration office on Cayley. Okay, Bill Cowell is our
Bill Cowell,
and he would be able to tell you exactly what you need to do, how you need to come in there. It's on Cayley Avenue in Orlando if you'd like to go there.
Right, so if you don't have a computer, you need to go to the office.
Yes, and you can also call me and come here. I have applications that I'll be very happy to help you with.
Ms. Wilder, are you comfortable with leaving your telephone number?
Very comfortable. My number is 407-529-5214. You can also email me at Frank Wilder, FrankWilder 64 @gmail.com. Okay? and I'll be more than happy to help you with that, okay? And in addition to that, if you would like to, if you had just married, you got married, okay? And you have not updated your registration, you need to do so. So they're gonna find everything they can to keep us from voting. Let's make sure that we have dotted all the I's and crossed all the T's before that time, okay?
So, Ms. Wilder, is there a way that they can check to be
Yes.
sure that they are properly registered?
Yes, call the number, Bill Cow's number, down at the election.
Supervisor of Elections Office.
Supervisor of Election Office, and I did have that number with me. It's,
Bill Cowles, Cowles.
Right, okay.
So you don't want to wait until voting day.
Right, okay, 407, 836-2070.
Okay,
call
that's
that number.
that's the Supervisor of Elections Office. Ms. Wilder, could you please repeat that number one more time?
407-836-2070. Call that number, okay, and get updated. Make very sure that you're updated and registered, that they will have nothing that they can stop you from going up there voting for. Too many people have lost their lives. Too much blood has been shed that we don't get out as black people and vote. Vote, vote, vote. Bring all your people out and vote. I got all my household registered, okay? Get all your people registered. And if you're in the Winter Garden area and you want to come by and talk to me, I can get you registered as well, okay? Thank you so kindly. Please do that.
Thank you so much, Ms. Charlamagne and Mr. Redger. This has been an informative session, and I hope we will be doing this again because I'm sure you both have so much that you want to share with us. And everyone, please pay attention. Please vote. There's no excuse. Do it while you have time. And again, today is July 6, 2020, and we're right now in East Winter Garden, Florida.
And don't forget the census.
Speak up, Ms. Wilder.
Okay, don't forget, if you have not been counted in the census of 2020, please get counted.
Ms. Wilder, would you tell them why it's important to get counted? Because a lot of people don't understand why. Why should we care about being counted?
Okay, when we are counted, the more people we have, the more funds we have toward education, health, and everything for our people. And we need those things, okay? You think about Medicaid, Medicare, all those. We need them. We really and truly need them. So please, be counted. Be counted. Have your family counted. Everybody in your household counted. All right? And we thank y'all so much for being so good to do that. Appreciate it. We thank you right now in advance. Yeah. Thank you so much for your kindness. Thank you for your love for your people. Thank you for your love for your country. And most important, your love for God. Thank you so much.